It's been really stressful, this Olympic Games. I think just as a whole, not having an audience, there are a lot of different variables going into it. It's been a long week. It's been a long Olympic process. It's been a long year. So just a lot of different variables, and I think we're just a little bit too stressed out. But we should be out here having fun, and sometimes that's not the case.
That was Team USA Olympic gymnast Simone Biles, of course. Everyone was talking about this today. She withdrew from the women's gymnastics team event at the Tokyo Games, citing concerns about her mental health. Our friend Kelly Wells Brinkley joins us now, track athlete and bronze medal winner in the 2012 Games. Kelly, I can only imagine how hard this was for her at this point in the Games. I mean, she's there. The event was underway. They had already gone through qualifying. To say, I'm going to pull the ripcord, I can't do this right now. What was your response when you heard about this?
I totally felt her. This has been a tumultuous time leading up to the Games. You know, a 2-year wait. She is the most publicized athlete at the Games, and the pressure has to be, more than I could ever imagine.
Yeah, and in this case, it isn't like it's something that you can cure in an hour, right? I mean, this isn't something you can get treatment for and put an ankle brace on and then go out and perform.
I actually commend her for making this decision, for knowing that I'm not my best right now. I can't do this. And in gymnastics, it's not like other sports. Like, she could die doing this. Right. She could hit a flip, land wrong, and, just not make it. So for her to make this decision and then know that I can give someone else this chance to step in and compete, I commend her, and I think that it's very honorable.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Kelly, because she, as I understand it, she altered a vault in midair. And to your point, at this level, considering what they're doing, not only how difficult it is physically, but how dangerous it is, if your mind's not in the right place, it can be disastrous and potentially career-ending.
Absolutely. One misstep, one arm out of place, your mind just not being in the right place. I was a hurdler and I fell and broke my arm when my mind wasn't in the right place. And just imagine that she could fall on her neck, her head, right. Anything could happen, so athletes are people too. We compete at the highest levels, and everybody gets a sick day. Everybody has an off day, and it just so happened that hers happened on one of the biggest stages she could imagine.
Kelly, how wasn't your mind in the right place? I'm curious.
I was exhausted, tired. I think I might have been arguing with my coach. There was just a lot of factors going on. And I'd been doing it for so long, and it was in the Olympic year. And then the build up to the Olympics of knowing, like, I have to do this. I have to compete well, or everyone's going to be disappointed. And that's a lot of you putting yourself in that position of, I think that everyone's going to be disappointed, instead of knowing that everyone's going to be proud of my biggest accomplishment no matter what.
Well, and it also happened to you in 2008 at the Olympic trials when you tore your hamstring and came back 4 years later to win your bronze. What was that like to go through emotionally and mentally?
It was a lot leading up into it. And I don't know if people know this, that my finals race was actually in the same race or the same lane that I tore my hamstring in. So it's, it was a big mind trick of, getting past that hump of, doctors telling me that you could never realize your dream, and then it being right there again, and then me being in the same lane on the same track on this, just the same atmosphere. So it was just a lot of pressure leading into that race before the gun went off. I can remember feeling like I had to throw up and sweating just because this is do or die. I knew I was at the age of, okay, we're either going to do this or get off the pot. So I had to figure that out.
Kelly, you and I have talked about the documentary, The Weight of Gold, off air, and I know we've both talked about the impact that had on us. So share with our viewers what it means to these athletes when you've trained for years and years, and how much pressure is on you when it comes down to a 30-second or 1-minute performance that can literally alter your life.
My race was 12.48 seconds. That is you can't even make it to the refrigerator and back in that time. So to know that all of the training that I've done for my whole life, it's not just 4 years, people. It is your whole life, sacrifice, missing weddings, births, putting off, your own weddings, your own life for this one moment in time where the world has stopped. The world has stopped in watching the Olympics, and you want to compete at your best. And you just have to pray and hope and wish that you have done all that you can to be ready at that moment. And that's a scary thing, to think that one misstep, one wind blowing the wrong way, something happening could derail my entire life, and I might not be here talking to you today.
Not to mention the stresses and the anxiety these athletes have today with social media.
Oh my gosh, I could not imagine. Instagram was just coming around when I was competing. Twitter was there, but the pressure of feeling like you have to post everything, you have to have lives, you have to have stories. It's like I cannot imagine that feeling of, knowing that everyone is watching and there's different modes of how they're watching. They're not just watching on TV. They can type in my name and I'm on every social media, there is. So our coach did a wonderful thing and made us turn it down for a while to get focused and get ready, because you have people that are supporting you, but then you have people that are not so supportive and not so nice. So I tell people all the time during this Olympics, if you're going to send that mean tweet or that mean comment, refrain. We are people too. We have moments and we read those comments, and people have done terrible things to themselves for less. So give people grace, have some compassion, and enjoy it for what it is. It's a sport, and it's just supposed to be something fun and to bring everyone together.
Beautifully said. Hey, we just have a couple seconds left, Kelly. Simone Biles is still eligible for the individual events. Do you think we see her in a couple of days?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that she's just tired, tapped out. She's been through a lot mentally, emotionally, physically. So I think she's going to sit this one out.
All right. Kelly Wells Brinkley, again, it's always great to have you on the program. Thanks for your insight.